I'm excited to be here. Sundance, Utah, home of Robert Redford, the greatest snow on earth, 2002 Winter Olympic Games, and we're streaming worldwide. Welcome to the millions and millions of people that are tuned in to learn about the Private Money Club. What comes to mind when you hear the words Private Money Club? What I think about is BYOB, be your own bank, be your own banker, which eliminates all of the institutionalized ideas about money. Private Money Club inspires us. It entices us to do something different because we start thinking different. And we basically bail out of the minimum requirement mediocrity outside of these walls and take control of our lives, control of our finances as a community with true connection, true heart-to-heart, person-to-person, in the moment relationships that really matter. It's my pleasure to formally and quickly introduce our guru, our amazing thinker, the one who has revolutionized our relationship with money. And his name is Chris Naugle. He grew up in Buffalo, New York. He was fascinated by money since he was a little kid. Found himself on Wall Street as a guru, doing everything he needed to do to make some buku bucks. He became a professional snowboarder because he was willing to take a chance to roll the dice, to figure out what it was like to step outside the lines, to go off the ski run and hit these bumps and do flips and do all the crazy things that these snowboarders do. And then that led him to thinking and analyzing and truly creating one of the most revolutionary systems to make money, to keep money, to scale money within the community. Yep, Private Money Club, it brings together those with money and those looking for money, eharmony.naugle. To bring him to the stage, he and I love quotes, and let me just share a favorite quote that we have from Stephen Jobs. He said, because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. Please welcome to the stage, clap, cheer, name your future children, Chris, do the wave, whatever we need to do to show our respect, admiration for this genius of a money manager. Please bring to the stage my buddy, my hero, my mentor, Chris Naugle.
Still laughing. Oh my God, thank you. Well, thank you all for being here. It is honestly an honor and a true privilege to be here with all of you and all of you online, all of you sitting here. So I wanna just jump right in. How often in your lives does something happen that has the potential to truly change the world? I like to think that happens once in a lifetime. And that's if we're lucky. And you know, the funny thing is that's exactly how long it's taken me to get right here, right now, on this stage, where I get to literally talk to you about something that I've put my heart and soul into, and my team has too, something that has been literally the most rewarding, the most challenging, and will be one of my greatest accomplishments. This project is one that my team and I call the Private Money Club. And the interesting thing about PMC, as we've named it, is its origins are, well, to be honest, not all that usual, because they are completely unusual. And what I want to do is I want to tell you how this whole thing came to be. You see, back in my younger days, I had a dream of being a pro snowboarder. And I got to travel all around the world, all around the country, traveling to the best resorts. I remember when I'd go to these places, I'd be like, I don't want to be alone. So I came up with this discovery. It's not really a discovery. I just found this thing. And it was a dating site. It's called eHarmony. And I got pretty good at using it. It was cool. It was me. I had my profile. I had all my descriptions. And then over here, I had all the women, and they had the profiles, where they were from and what they were looking for. And all I did is connect it in the middle in their chat. But now my wife doesn't really love that story. So let me fast forward to after I got married and well, let me say happily married, when my wife and I, we weren't really in the situation, in the position we're in now. Back then, we were searching. We were searching for the secrets of the wealthy. What was it that the wealthy were doing that enabled them to live their perfect day every day? And in that search, that took us from event to event. It took us from seminar to seminar. And I'll never forget this one seminar. We were sitting there, and this guy goes up on stage. He was a devilishly good-looking guy, too. And he gets on stage, and he's talking about money. I perk right up. I'm like, I'm the Wall Street guy. This guy's talking about money. But the difference was, the way he talked about money was completely opposite of every single thing I learned as an advisor. And that was almost 13 years as an advisor when I saw Greg Hurling take that stage. And I will never forget his words, and I want you to remember these. He said at the end of his talk, he said, the ultimate in real estate is being the bank. That was ingrained into my mind. I had no idea what that meant, but you know what? To me at that very moment, I'm like, yep, honey, what we got to do is we got to go flip hundreds of houses. We got to make millions of dollars, and then we can be the bank. Novel idea. I had it all wrong, but that was what I thought. We met this individual, and we were telling them about all these deals we're doing, and they're like, well, if you ever need any money, I'll be the bank. And I'm like, ooh, this is kind of cool. So I started meeting individuals out there. I started meeting private investors, and I started learning a thing or two about them. And what I want you to do, in your mind, I want you to envision, what does a private lender look like? Did you picture someone that lives in a big fancy house like that? They drove a fancy car, they dressed in really nice clothes? Because I'll tell you something, that's who I envisioned it was. And that's exactly what I started doing, is going after those people. But as I went on this journey, I started to realize that the private lenders were not those people that I thought they were. Because the person I was going to be working with, well, to be honest with you, they looked a lot like you, teachers. They looked a lot like you, engineers, in the back, entrepreneurs, and doctors, and railroaders, wherever he is, and linemen, and postal workers, and just anyone else. It looked totally different than what I thought it was going to look like. Because you know who the private lenders were? They were you, folks. The private lenders were you. And as soon as I saw that, I knew I had to change the way I thought, because everything that I had dreamt up, thought in my mind, I knew that it was coming apart and it wasn't the truth. So let me ask all of you a question. Why are you here tonight? Why are you here? Well, there you go. You're here because you want opportunities. You're here because you need connection. You're here because you need a solution. You need a solution to a problem that you don't even know that you have. Let me ask you, what does a bank do when it lends money? Can anyone tell me? What happens to a bank when they lend money out? They get rewarded. They get rewarded in the form of principal and interest payments. They get rewarded. So let me frame that question up a different way. When you become the bank, what do you get? Rewarded. When you become the bank, you are in control. You get rewarded. And folks, the cool thing about that is you're catching on. Because that's exactly what Private Money Club does. Private Money Club puts the control, the ownership back in your pocket, back in your hands. It puts control of your money back with the people that it started with. And that means it puts control back in your life. There are two types of people in Private Money Club. And if I step over to this side, this is the heads. This represents people that have money. And then if I step over to this side of the coin, this represents the tails, which is people that need money. And then if I come back over here to the people that have money, they have a problem. Every person that has money that I've met, from just the average person to millionaires to multimillionaires to billionaires, they have one problem. They want to make more. Over on this side, people that need money, they need money to make more money. And the interesting thing is I've been on both sides of this coin. I've needed money, just like some of you, and I've had money, just like some of you. But the interesting thing is Private Money Club is the part of the coin that you very rarely think about, the edge. The edge of the coin is the connection between the heads and the tails. The people that have money get to meet the people that need money. And the best part about this is each one of them solves each other's problem. It's a win-win, folks. We've heard about this our whole life, but in life, doesn't it always seem like it's a win for somebody else and not such a great win for us, but they say it's a win-win, i.e. the banks and Wall Street and institutions. It's the connection that really, truly matters. Private Money Club, don't make it anything that it's not. It is just the connection. It's all it was. Listen, this might be the biggest thing we've ever done, the hardest thing we've ever done, the most challenging thing we've ever done, but the best part about this is when you start focusing on what problem this solves, it doesn't matter how hard it is. It doesn't matter what you have to go through, because the only way is through. You've all seen the book, heard that statement. The only way is through. You have to share what you know, because if you know it, shame on you for not sharing it. We knew the connection. We knew that all that was needed was just this connection, this dating site for money. So the first thing that I've been talking about all night is I've been talking about a site that connects you. I've been talking about something that's going to bring relationships together. So the first thing we got to talk about is we got to talk about people and how to find people. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to find people on the new site. What that's going to do is it's going to pull up this and, well, right now, let's just look at lenders. So we're going to look at the lenders, and let's look at lenders that have $50,000 to $100,000. There we go. Look at them all. Look at those smiling faces. Let's scroll down. I mean, they all look great, but let's see some more. Let's come down. Oh, there's two that don't have pictures. Let's try them. Sonia, let's connect, and Christy, let's connect. So right there, what I've done is I've begun the process of connecting. That right there, one simple click. I clicked only a few buttons, told the system what I wanted, and all of a sudden it brought all of them to me, and then I connected. Now on the other side, we've got Sonia and we got Christy. Now they have the ability to either accept and then we can begin chatting, or they don't have to. They could be like, nope, you're not cool enough. But that opportunity doesn't just stop with Sonia and Christy, because that opportunity just keeps on going. The connections will be endless, folks. We've been doing this in beta. We've had a little over 200, I think we're at maybe 230 people in beta 1 and beta 2. Folks, there's going to be thousands of people. There's going to be tens of thousands of people. This is going to be endless. So you're never going to be short. If one doesn't connect with you, move on. This is something I'm really proud of. Like the connection part is really cool. But let's talk about a new feature that we just created, because here's one thing I always thought about. I thought about when I find a deal, it doesn't matter if I'm a lender or a borrower, and I see the deal and it's got all these numbers. Now, our minds, for most of you, I might be a little bit further ahead just because I've been doing this for longer. For most of you, you don't look at numbers, 10% or 12%. You don't look at that and all of a sudden your mind just says, oh, that's this much money per month. That's going to be a monthly payment of this. So what we had to do is we had to actually just make this easy for you. So what we did is we created an interest calculator. So let me show you that. Here we go. Right here, we could just go to 10%, put in 50,000 bucks, and I like short-term deals, so let's put in 12, and we hit calculate. $416.67 is going to be the estimated monthly payment that person potentially could make. But the other thing that you're seeing up there, see how it just says recommended? Now, we're never going to make recommendations. We're never going to put deals in front of you. We're never going to tell you a deal is the right deal or the wrong deal. We don't get involved. This is dating, folks. When you date, does eHarmony come in and say, hey, that's the one for you? No, you figure that out. But giving you tools that allow you to make that connection definitely help. So what we do is, because we know what you put into the system that you want, we literally just try to put a couple deals in front of you that match your profile, match your criteria. Let me just, I gotta say this, and I might get in trouble, but what about, like, if you're a brand new person coming to Private Money Club, and you're like, I don't know, I don't really want to pay for this thing. I just want to window shop. We all love window shopping, right? So we've created that, because because it's a cool experience. You can go in and you can just go in, you can sign up and you just hit join now. You go to privatemoneyclub.com and you hit join now, and it'll bring you, you start creating your profile. It's very much like how you create a profile on any social media site. And you get there, and then all of a sudden it's basically going to come up with this thing after you're done where it's going to ask you if you want to join Private Money Club. You know, right now, $997, and you wait a couple days, it's going to be $1497 a year. But you're like, I don't know, no, I just want to check this out. So you're going in, and then what the system's going to do is it's literally going to, because we already know what you're looking for. You told us what deals you're looking for. So we're just going to take the deals from everybody in there, and we're just going to plop them right in front of you. Okay, we're not going to suggest them. We're not going to tell you these are great deals. We're just going to say, hey, here's some deals that might make sense. And then there's going to be an interest calculator that just pops right up. So somebody doesn't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend $1,000 to be part of what can change their life. And they look at it and they're like, all right, let's look at this deal. It's 12%. Well, let's see, I got 25 grand I could put in. They do the calculator, they put 12%, and it comes up, and let's just say that that's $250 a month. I'm just making numbers up. You know what that person instantly does when they see that that monthly payment on that money sitting lazy in the bank, where the bank's making 400 to 1,300%, they see that and they're going to say, holy crap, that's my car payment. And there's going to be an aha moment. Can you all say that with me? Aha. There's a deal list in here, and we can browse through all the deals. So here we go with that. So what we do is we just come up here, we just hit browse deals. What it's going to do is it's going to pull up all the deals, and let's just put active listings in there because we don't want to look at completed. And we just click that, and that's going to pull up all the actives. Again, ignore the test. This is an old, quick flip first. Yeah, let's do that. Look at some photos. All right, some drywall, new floors or sanded floors. Cool. Not bad. Come over here. You're just going to look at quick glance at the. All right, you got some stuff going on there. All right, let's scroll down about this deal. You got some more stuff. They even put a Google Drive in there, but we're going to look at the financials. We're going to look at the property details. Let's check out the description again and just see what that looks like. And there you go. You got Taylor. All right, so cool. Now, at this point, you've looked at one deal. There's lots more you can look at, but the cool part is you're right there. Now this is that point where you can either make a decision or do nothing. You could just say, I don't want to do anything, or you could even just message them. You could do all sorts of different things to start building that. But let's go one step further. Let's just say that you were interested in a deal. Let's look at how that works, okay? So if you were interested in a deal, let's give that a shot. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. We already put the deals in. So here's all of our newest deals, and 15%. Let's check that thing out. Red door, red shutters. Click on that one, and we're just kind of browsing through a lot of the same things. So we've got pictures, we've got details, we've got descriptions, we got financials, we got properties. Okay, so we got some good stuff. We got this handsome little guy there, Clayton, who's got this deal, and all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna click I'm interested. Now this is the cool part. Because now it's going to bring you in, and you can just put, I'm interested in more information. It's going to auto-populate that. But right here, this is my favorite part. Because this is the part where you're right on the verge of making a difference. Because you can put, yeah, I'm interested. You can put whatever you want, but you could type a message. Hey, I'm really interested in this deal, but I really want to see a little bit more. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know how much experience you have. Can we set up a call? Can we chat? Can you send me this? Can you send me that? This is where the site gets really fun, because this is the point where you start really thinking, you're like, you already know the calculator number. You already know what this is going to be per month. And you're like, I'm close. I just got to leap. I just got to look at this thing. So now what you can do is now you can just start messaging. So we've got all this stuff done. You could have said, I want to see a loan proposal, which they'd then send you a loan proposal. There's lots of education in here. And I don't really have time tonight to go into all the education and everything else, but we are going to pack this thing full of education. And there's also going to be this thing. So let's just pretend right here that you started a conversation with this. And this is the deal you're going to do. You're communicating, and all of a sudden you decide, I'm ready. And you guys enter into this point. Now, in the platform, there's going to be guidelines, okay? Kind of like bowling. You ever go bowling, if you really suck and you throw the ball, it's never going to go anywhere but those gutters, right? So we provided gutters or guidelines. And it's just going to walk you through step by step. We're not going to tell you what to do, but we're going to just say best practices. So all the different things you'd need to do that a bank does. That's all it is. And we had an attorney basically create a whole bunch of education pieces, white papers, and just different things on each thing. So first step, do a note, and there's a whole bunch of steps, but each one's going to have education. So how many of you like it when you go to a site, you want to learn something, and it says, oh, go to the resources page or the education page. You go there, and there's 1,000 videos. How's that? Yeah, you're like, great. That was a lot of help. Where do I start? But what about situations where you go somewhere for education, and the education is given to you right when you need it? Like you pull something up, you're at the first thing, and you're like, oh, what is a note? I don't know what it is. And you've got a little button, you click that button, and all of a sudden it tells you exactly what it is. And you're learning as you're doing. You're applying knowledge when you need it. So when I said we reimagined something, we also reimagined the messaging. So that's what I want to go to next. I want to show you what the messaging looks like. This is one of the things that the dev team and my team are most proud of. See, just like your phone, you got that little messaging thing, you click on it. Oh, look at that little devilish, handsome guy, Chris Naugle. There we go. We're just going to type in a message. Excellent. Put in excellent. Send that message off. And oh, just like you guys love, you got the little emojis. You put an emoji in there. Now, here's the cool thing. What I showed you is the simplest form of the messaging, but you get the point. See, this whole site is so simple. It's kind of like when we were thinking, like, how do we explain all this stuff? We're like, just show it. It's easy, but let's just say on this particular deal, 10 people love the deal. That one that we just looked at with the red door. 10 people love it. And 10 people message that borrower saying, I'm interested. You can have 10 different conversations going in the messaging, and you can do it all seamlessly. When you want to take a picture of something, when you want to upload a photo into the messaging, you can. The messaging was created to mimic what you already know, what you already do. Because why reinvent the wheel? This is already a little bit of a learning curve, so we just tried to make this as seamless as humanly possible. So let's look at posting a deal. Let's say you've got an opportunity, and you're like, well, what does it look like to post a deal? Somebody told me that that's really tough to post deals on the site. Not anymore. All right, so let's post a deal. Here we go. Get funded, post my deal, come down. This is my favorite part, deal, title. My great deal, okay? Down here, description. I suck at typing. This is my great deal. Sure, okay. Good location, of course. Amount needed, 150 grand. And let's property, we'll do a quad, okay? We'll put a quad in there. How's a $150,000 quad looking right now? And we come up here, and then what we've built in is software, okay? And I'll talk about this in a second, but we're going to put the address in. See, there's another third-party software that the inventor and creator is here today, but we're going to put the address in, and that address is just going to start populating all the addresses similar. We click the one that it is, and boom, there it is. You're up on a map. Bedrooms, let's 5+. Bathrooms, well, what the hell? Let's put 4+. Cool house. Built 1936, right after the Great Depression. Square footage. 12,908, whoops, well, whatever. And I don't know, square foot wattage, 15,000. There we go, and we just click continue. And then, like I said, you got to put photos up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go in here, and we're going to basically put all the photos, just drag them over, drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop. Load up all the photos, make this thing look good, continue. Then we can put a whole bunch of stuff here, but I'm just going to show you a few. Financials, 150 grand, repairs, 25 grand, after repair value, 230. Okay. We can put title company, attorney, and you would do all that, but you can click continue. Here we go. Preview. Come on. Your internet's faster than here, but yeah, there we go. We got the deal up, post the deal. Boom. Our deal is posted, and it's now recommended to somebody that fits that criteria. How you like those apples? Pretty cool, huh? All of you do a lot of business on this thing, right? Phone. So we have begun the process of an app. Now, when we set out to do an app, one of the things I hate about apps is when they're complicated. Does anyone love apps when you go in and there's 50,000 buttons and you're like, I don't even know what to do. I just want to get in and see it, right? Then I thought, all right, well, it's two people with money and people that need money. So people with money and people that need money. Phone, swipe left. Ooh, I like that one. Swipe right. Puts me right into a connection, right into a messaging. See that feature right there? Swipe left, swipe right, put you right in. Now, I don't have a lot of the video because the app was literally just launched today, so we just didn't have a whole lot to go on, but I can tell you There's nothing crazy about the app. In the future, the app will do way more. But today, what more does it need to do? It looks like we got the testimonials up, so let's roll those, and then I want to tell you what my future vision is.
I always just felt like there's still something else, and I think that finding this, that's something else.
Honestly, in our business, it's been absolutely game-changing. Part of our business that's always lacked is just the ability to raise private money.
I'm getting money every month that I never would have gotten if I wasn't a part of the Private Money Club. Nothing beats this.
This is probably the best way to do something.
It was like, oh my God, this is easy. It's building relationships, and it's very relational, which is nice rather than transactional.
I wish everyone would just jump in and take a chance to truly have control of their life.
Private Money Club right now is for people with money, individuals. It can be an individual, it can be a trust, it could be a self-directed IRA, it could be your infinite banking policy, it could just be your lazy money sitting in your bank, okay? Borrowers need to be an entity. They need to have a company, an S Corp, a C Corp, an LLC. They need to be a legitimate entity to borrow. And those borrowers have to be non-owner occupied borrowers, meaning they're not going to live in the house. Those are the rules today. That means we've got a huge market cap. You guys all understand that, right? That's a big market. In the future, I hope with all of your help that we can make Private Money Club more than just real estate. But for today, we got to start somewhere, and we're starting where we know, like, and understand, which is real estate and money. I want to just have all of you put your hands together for this team, because this right here is literally the rock star team. Couldn't have done it without them.
Is there a limit to deal size and or lender size, or is it for anybody?
For anybody. Yeah, the biggest deal, well, the biggest raise that we've done on there, I believe could have this off a little, about 20 million. The smallest, if I'm not mistaken, is I think 10 or 12 grand. So that's a pretty big range.
From Serena, she said, if we're already in Private Money Club, do we need to re-sign up?
No. So if you're already in Private Money Club, you're good to go. You're just going to, your membership will come due whenever you signed up on a yearly basis at that $9.97.
Do you guys take any fees off of any of the deals inside of Private Money Club?
Such a great question. Do we get in the middle of your deal like a bank does? Do we charge you points? Do we charge you fees for doing your deal? No, no, and no. We will never be in the middle of your deal. You pay your membership per year, and that is the only option, is an annual. There's no monthly. And after that, you make what you make, and they make what they make. That's how it works.
So just saw this coming in from YouTube. They were just saying, like, how are they protected as the lender? Like, if they're new to this, like, is there any education or anything like that involved?
Sure. So there's lots of education. And the question was, how are they protected as a lender? Well, you're protected in a couple different ways. As you know, if you learn how this goes, the protection is going to come in the security. Think about a bank. When a bank loans you money on your house, do they just say, we really like you, John and Mary? Here is $1 million for the house. Please just make sure you pay us back, and then that's it. No, I'm pretty sure you sign a whole bunch of paperwork. You sign a note, you sign a mortgage. That is your security. The note is just the terms. The mortgage or deed of trust is just the security. So you're going to want to hook up and meet some good attorneys. Maybe you already have a good attorney, one that can help you get through, teach you the things to do and not do. This is just good practice. This is just good business. Not only that, you should never ever lend money without a security interest.
Can you find deals all over the country?
Oh, great question. So you can find deals all over the country. So at launch, right here, right now, we can operate in 37 states. Now there's 13 states left out. Some people are like, oh, that's probably my state, and maybe it is. Boo-hoo, because probably next week we'll probably have 3 or maybe even 7 of those states up. Because you see, I'm not playing games with this thing. If we're going to build something, we're going to build it right.
Are there returns that are available that are higher within the platform? It looked like it went from 8% to 12%, but for a high risk deal, can that toggle be moved up to 14 or 15?
Absolutely. So because you're the bank, I don't care what side of the fence you're on, lender or borrower, you get to control your risk. So, and you get to control what you make, the interest rate you're going to charge. So there are deals on there, or you saw a 15% deal. That wasn't fake. That was a real deal. There are deals on there that are 18% because they're a second position. So you get to control how that works. You get to control what your profile is going to look like and what you want, and then go from there. And
so if there's a buyer or a borrower, are they able to see like where their credit score currently sits just to see if they're credit worthy to lend to?
Great question. So we all know banks want to see our credit scores. So in Private Money Club, you want to see their credit scores. So in the guidelines, one of the things we put in there is ask them for their credit report. Now, how many of you, can anyone tell me how much it costs to get your credit scores from one of those bureaus? Free. So it makes perfect sense to, if you're a borrower, to put your credit report up, or you don't have to post it up for, knowledge, but someone swipes right on you and then all of a sudden they ask you that question. Hey, can I see what your credit score looks like? Absolutely, then they should provide it. And if they don't, you should not lend to them. Benny said, is private money club different than an IBC policy? Yes, because think of IBC, infinite banking concept. It's a process. It's a process of moving your money and taking back the banking functions. You draw a circle, money starts on the left, that's the policy. It moves over to the right. What is the right side, where your money goes to work? Well, for like Dennis, that right side could be paying off his debt. Okay, for Benny, that right side could be private money club and the deals on private money club. So he might have money in his IBC policy and he might want that money to go to work for him. Private money club solves that problem. It gives him that platform, that mechanism, that connection to solve the problem and get his money working for him. Then he takes the interest that's paid to him, okay, on private money club for those monthly payments, and he then finishes the bottom part of the circle and the money goes back into his policy, which is his bank, and round we go. The best part about that is he's making money in the middle the whole time, just like a bank on a spread, and his money is fully in his control. So private money club and IBC are not the same. Private money club just solves the problem that people that have IBC policies have, and that is, where does my money go to work? A lot of people that have IBC policies, they started to pay off debt, and they pay their debt off. Then they're like, all right, we'll buy a car. They buy a car and they pay that car off, and they're now making these payments, and then they got all this extra money. One of the problems with the infinite banking concept is, if you do it right and you do it often or long enough, every time you look at the darn thing, you're like, how in the world is there still money in there? I keep trying to make this stuff work. But when you're the bank, all the money just comes back. So private money club gives you that next level, that next step where that money can go to work continuously and really into perpetuity.
Okay, I have Michelle next. She says, do you need to have a lawyer draw up papers, or is the deal written up between the people involved?
Do you need to have an attorney draw up papers? That's a great question. So the answer is maybe. Maybe you want your attorney to draw up the note. Maybe you want your attorney to handle the escrow like I do. My attorney handles all my deals. My attorney does the notes, my attorney structures the mortgage, and my attorney is my escrow agent, meaning I never send money directly to a borrower. So even if the borrower says, oh, no, just send the money to my corporate account. No way. First off, I probably wouldn't even lend to them if they said that. My money goes to a third party, my attorney. Then my attorney quarterbacks the deal for me. We all know how that works. Like, listen, we're not trying to make you work harder here. We're just trying to make you work smarter. Make your attorney do what they're paid for. And the best thing is when you're the bank, I ask the borrower to pay my attorney's fees. Why should I pay it when I got the money? You pay the fees for the borrower or for the attorney. So my attorney does it all. I would highly suggest using an attorney or a title company, one you trust. In the platform, as we keep building this, we will have not recommended, but suggested or sponsors that will be attorneys, title companies, insurance agents that specialize in this kind of insurance. So it's a great question, but my answer is, it's up to you folks. I mean, do you want an attorney or not? I use one, so I would honestly say, yeah, get yourself an attorney.
Bill, he says, I understand there are countless variables, but let's say 100,000 is invested today with Private Money Club. What could be the potential return approximately in 15 years from now?
Okay, first thing you said is a swear word. You said $100,000 invested in Private Money Club. Wrong. You're never investing money in Private Money Club ever. That word's a swear word in Private Money Club. But let's just say you had 100 grand and you wanted that 100 grand to make and go work for you. So what you could do is go into Private Money Club and you find one of those really cool opportunities, those deals, and then you and that person that has that deal strike a relationship, and then you decide to lend that money through the proper channels and the proper guidelines or best practices, and you lend the money to that person. How much is that person willing to pay you? You are the bank. You set the terms. So it's not investing money in Private Money Club. It's you being your own bank and you determining your terms. Then all you need to do is just match it up. Find the person that's willing to pay you what you want on your money. And if you get no action, guess what? You're fishing with the wrong bait. You're being too greedy. And then it's time to get realistic with your money. And then that's when you'll start getting deals.
Okay, Leslie says, does the annual fee stay the same as your first year, or will it go up?
So if you sign up, does the annual fee stay the same for
the first? Well, does it stay the same as it was in the first year? Or?
Oh, does it stay the same as it was for the first year? If you sign up tonight or tomorrow, the 14th or the 15th, your annual price of $997 will be $997 for no less, and I'm going on the record saying this is all recorded, no less than 3 years. So you're locked in for 3 years. Okay, if you sign up after the 15th, nope, every year that we want to raise it, you're going to pay the higher price. This is a great question. Can you split deals? So this comes down state by state, so it's different for states. So for all disclaimers and everything else, I'm not making a recommendation, a suggestion, but in specific states, the answer is yes. So for example, remember I was showing you over there the swipe left, swipe right, or just going in and messaging people? There could be 10 people that message one borrower on one deal. One person might only have 50, one's got 20, one's got 100. Combined, they take down the deal. So as long as they follow the rules, which the rules, how are you going to know what the rules are? Call your attorney. Don't call me. I'm not Ghostbusters. Call your attorney and ask them, can we do a joint deal? Can we pool money in this state? And your attorney will advise you on whether or not you can. So there are definitely states you can do that. And what we're going to be doing, so that's a great question because I didn't mention that in the future pacing. One thing we're really going to do is we're going to have all this knowledge. These questions that are coming up are great questions. We're going to have all these things in there to tell people if they had a question, can I do this? Here will be the states. Our attorney will put in where the states are that you can actually do that. And if it's not one of those states, you'll know, okay, I can't do it that way.
And so maybe you could talk about the difference of institution and why you should choose private.
Oh, I love that. Institutions over private. So institutions are just professional lenders or banks or Wall Street firms. And then private individuals, we all know what that is, right? It's us. It's all of us, okay? So the difference between the two is one wants to build a relationship with you, the private lender. They want to build a relationship, so they'll work with you. You guys can talk through terms and everything else. The institution, they're the boss. You're not really negotiating. I mean, unless you're somebody who's got a lot of money, it's going to be hard. And the other interesting thing about that is, like, this is a really experienced investor that is saying he's sick of dealing with banks, sick of dealing with institutions. This literally provides a platform just for people like him. And it really opens up doors that were, I don't want to say never available, but never available in one place. The cool thing about Private Money Club is this is a first of its kind. We didn't think it was. We kept trying to find competitors, but this is it. Our attorney even told us, nobody's ever done this. So for somebody like that, the difference between an institution and a private money lender, to me, is a big headache with the institution. And you can build a relationship that just keeps paying dividends and keeps, and I don't mean literally dividends, but you know, get what I'm saying, keeps paying rewards to you. And you guys just keep doing deals and deals. I mean, look at what Dwight just said. I mean, I bet you a lot of those lenders have done multiple deals with Dwight. And a lot of the people in this room and members of Private Money Club, a lot of times they just lend to the same people. I keep lending to the same people because I've built a relationship. I have a comfort zone.
I do have one more. It's really, really important, and it's from Chris Bizub, for everybody who knows Chris. He says, how do I get that sexy flowing hair?
Well, let me tell you, you go through COVID and you just say, fuck it, I'm not going to cut my hair anymore. That's how you do it. Folks, thank you all so very much. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. We're putting up tons of them, but I think if you like this one, you'll probably like that video as well. Not only that, I've got a book that I created, Mapping Out the Millionaire Mystery, where we actually show you what the wealthy do in the game they play with money. I want you to have that for free. And if you want to know about all my new videos coming up, click that alert button. Actually, smash that alert button, and you'll be notified every time we put a new video. So we'll see you on the next episode.